Hello and welcome back to our grade 9 maths lesson. I am Mrs. Ray, your maths teacher. Okay, in our previous lesson, we looked at running a business. In today's lesson, we are going to look at simple interest. Okay, when you are running a business, you make money and you want to make a little bit more than what you have earned. So you want to invest that money so that you can make an extra money on top of what you have. Or if you want to start a business, you can also borrow money from the bank. And the bank or a financial institution which you borrow money from would like to make extra money from the money that you have borrowed. And we use simple interest to calculate the extra money that you have borrowed or invested. So the formula for simple interest, I is equals to principal times rate times time, where principal is the actual amount that you deposit or invest. If you are borrowing, that's the amount that you borrow. R refers to the rate of interest that you are charged. T stands for the term or the number of years that you are going to pay off that loan or the number of years that your money is going to grow. And it is always expressed in years. Okay, let's look at an example. Peter wants to start up a trade store and he has to borrow some money from the bank. And the principal amount that Peter borrows is 5,000 kina, and he is charged a rate of 10%, and he is to pay off that amount that he has borrowed in 4 years. Okay, so the principal will be 5,000 kina, that's the amount that he borrows, and the rate is 10%, and the term or the time that he is supposed to pay off the amount that he has borrowed is 4 years. Okay? To calculate the interest, we are going to substitute these values into the formula. Our principal is 5,000 kina multiplied by rate, which is 10%. Anything that is expressed as a percentage is always that amount over a denominator of 100, and the term is 4 years. Okay? This cancels out with this. So the interest that he is going to pay is 50 times 10 times 4, and that is equal to 2,000 kina. So he pays an interest of 2,000 kina on top of the 5,000 kina that he has borrowed. So the accumulated amount, which is the total that he is going to pay at the end of 4 years, is 5,000 kina plus 5,000 kina plus 2,000 interest, and that is equal to 7,000 kina. So he pays a total of 7,000 kina at the end of 4 years. Okay. Let's look at another example. This time, Betty has earned 3,000 kina from her sales. She wants to make that money grow, so she's looking for a place to invest that money. She finds out that she can invest 3,000 kina at a rate of 5% per annum for 4 years. Okay, so again, the same formula is used to calculate interest. Interest is equals to principal times rate times time. This time her principal is 3,000 kina and the rate is 5% and the time is 4 years. Okay. Again, we calculate the interest using the formula. We substitute those values into the formula. So we have 3,000 kina times 5 over 100 times 4. Okay, this cancels out with this. So we have 30 times 5 times 4. Okay, that will be 30 times 5, 20, 0, 0, 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, so she earns an interest of 600 kina. Okay, what is the total amount or the accumulated amount that she is going to earn at the end of 4 years? It's going to be 3,000 kina plus 600 kina. So at the end of 4 years, she will have a total of 3,600 kina. So you can calculate the interest using simple interest and you find how much you can get at the end of 4 years. Okay, let's look at another example. This time we are going to find the rate of interest that is charged. Okay, Billy invests 5,000 kina for 3 years. At the end of 3 years, he receives 5,300 kina. And he wants to find out how much rate he was charged or he was paid for investing 5,000 kina. Okay, so the first thing that we have to find out is the interest. So interest is equal to the accumulated amount that he receives at the end of 3 years minus the principal, which is the amount that he has invested. Okay, we know that at the end of 3 years, he receives 5,300 kina for investing 5,000 kina. Okay, he receives an interest of 300 kina. Okay, now we are going to use this same formula to calculate the rate, but like what we have done in our previous lesson in algebra, we are going to change the subject of the formula from I to R. Okay, so we have the principal is equals to, or simple interest is equals to principal times rate over 100 times time. Okay, we want to make R the subject. So what is the first thing that we are going to do? Multiply both sides of the equation by 100 because R is divided by 100. So we have 100 times I is equals to principal times rate over 100 times T multiplied by 100. Okay, this cancels out. So now we have 100 times I is equals to principal times rate times time. We are going to divide both sides of the equation by principal times time. So we have 100 times I over over principal times time is equals to P times R times T over principal times time. This, and this cancel out. So we have 100 times I is equal to 100 times time or times I over P times T is equals to R. Okay? Then we substitute the values into the formula to find R. So we have 100 times I, which is 300, divide by principal, which is 5,000, times time, which is 3 years, is equal to R. Okay? This cancels out with this. This 0 cancels out with this. So now we have 30 over 15 is equal to R. Therefore, 2 is equal to R. Since rate is expressed as percentage, therefore our rate is equal to 2%. So he was paid an interest of 2% for the 5,000 kina that he invested in order for him to receive 5,300 kina at the end of the year. Okay? Now, that brings us to the end of our lesson on simple interest. In our next lesson, we are going to look at compound interest. Thank you.